Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of Captain's Log, and honestly I was really overwhelmed by the amount of interest in this game. Really appreciate all the thumbs, all the comments, really keep them coming. And some of you were really asking me, hey, when do you continue? And yeah, here I am. In the meantime, I had other things to do. As you know, Essen is about to happen next week, so I had to do a video there. Another campaign was launched, but now I'm really back in the saddle, continuing playing Captain's Log using the expert rules with the solo mode. I didn't get any comments in respect to rule scoofs and whatnot, so I can only assume that things went okay. One thing I did cover myself, actually, I believe I did leave a comment, and even that comment wasn't entirely correct. And this was in respect to the contraband tea I sold in a French town. Normally contraband, when you sell it, it is basically halved and then put into the contraband market of the lower nation, basically the contraband market of England. So we would refill basically sugar in this case. Because it's only one and typically the game rounds not in your favor, I believe nothing is going to be placed there. And the market mechanism really works. So when you sell something, it does not go into the market of which you are selling. It basically affects a different market, and this, I believe, from what I understand, is supposed to keep the balance of the game so that a player can't storm the market. I haven't really played it yet to see that. I believe, Anastasios, that this is correct, and somewhat it makes sense, but yeah, I believe we shouldn't have placed this T marker here into the market. Apart from that, one of our next goals needs to be to take down this merchant, this English merchant here. Keep in mind the British or the English are my opponent in this game, and whenever they make a round between these two mooring points, they will collect a victory point and also some dollars. I mean, the dollars are great, the doubloons obviously, but I really have to stop them. Otherwise, they're really running away. And I believe we are moving into the next day here, which means my special ability kicks in again, so I get a speed of +1, and we have to discard this event card here. So we are drawing our next event card, and I believe again this is this pile here, and this event can't be good. No, it's a storm, which means I can only move up to half of my speed. If I move further than half of my speed, I basically have to roll a die, a 20-sided die, and would subtract my defense to it. That's the amount of damage I'm taking. I believe this is per space I'm moving beyond the halved movement here. And I believe on top of this, we are also revealing a new wind card. Okay, the wind does change. Not sure if this will help us in any way. Absolutely not. Okay, we are basically losing 1 speed into each direction. Okay, this couldn't have come at a worse time, a point in time actually. Yeah, this really sucks. But okay, what does this mean? So I think I can now rotate for free because I'm here at one of these mooring spaces. I believe this is one of the rules that he doesn't really mention anymore in the second printing of the rules. It's still in the example that he's showing, but it's not telling us. So this movement or this turning is free. We get a movement of 9 because again we are sailing at night, but this is halved and rounded down, and because we are always getting a -1 into any direction, so it's in the end an 8, and this is halved, and this is basically 4 movement points, and I think I have no interest in moving any further. So I could move 1, 2, 3 and 4 maybe, and then I could maybe try to go after this ship sooner or later, and I think I have to start doing this. Yeah, let's not overthink it here. So we are moving 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We can move them for 1. We are getting this barrel token. This is at least something. That's a third one. This gives us our very first victory point. Hooray. And it seems here we have found 2 leaves of tea basically. Yeah, why not? I mean, again, I could sell the tea at a French port again, so I could sail back and this would still give me 2,000 doubloons. Why not? But yeah, of course, let's place those markers in here. It doesn't really matter too much where those go. And then I still have an action left, so I could discover. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, and the only thing I can discover is this tile over here. But let's do it anyway. That's the 18. We have another barrel here. Good thing is we are at day, which means we can place it on a 6. And now I really think we have day, so I think they should be actually at 2. I believe they should be here on 2 already. I think that's how it goes actually, because during day I should the even numbers, and during night I should see the odd numbers. I believe that's how it's supposed to work. It's the 18. Is there anything? No, none of our ships will go there, which I don't know. But that's in theory the end of our turn. But because I now have 3 barrels, and I believe now I can actually discard those, I will score my very first victory point here. Hooray! Then it's our NPC ships. This ship will simply move 1-2 spaces into the harbor. Therefore, England will score another point. They will also collect another 1,000 doubloons here. So when I take this down, I really could get some serious rewards out of this. Then we are doing this. It doesn't activate, which means we are removing it right away. We are immediately revealing a new one, but it does not appear before its next turn. And similarly here, we will draw this one down. And again, if it doesn't appear, island 1 basically, yes, then yeah, this thing will also disappear again. But we don't know what this one is, but we will only reveal that at basically the end of our next round. Let's move into the night, and I believe I will simply move back to France, right? Because I could sell my stuff there, and yeah, let's do that. So we are turning. This costs us basically 1 movement point, so I still have 3 movement points minus the 1 because of the wind, so I have 2 movement points. 1 and 2, so that was my movement, and then I will again trade with the harbor. I will sell both of these things. Oh, wait a second. I believe, yeah, of course, I should be here actually, because I have this one because of my draft, and I get another draft because of my loading for every 5. So I couldn't have moved to this space before in the end. So I think I have to redo that slightly. So I didn't have enough movement. So I believe I should be here or here in the end. So I'm not allowed to search here. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, this happens when you don't play a game for a week. Okay, but I will not take it back. I will not cheat here. So I cannot sell my tea at this point in time. I still have my draft of 3, which is still okay. But hopefully this wind thing changes. Yeah, I can't really do anything with my next or with my second action, because you can't move twice during your turn. So that's basically it. Super annoying. This ship is moving 6 spaces back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, it doesn't unload just yet, but wow, this ship is, oh yeah, I need to go there. I really need to go there. Okay, anyway, I believe this ship will not replace. I think this ship should have moved up. It doesn't really matter too much at this point in time, because we know we haven't found this island here. So this is basically gone. We are discarding this ship, and I believe these ships never come back from what I understand. So we will replace it with another ship with a now, which will then reveal next round, but this ship will now appear. And what do we have? Okay, this is now, I believe, a defensive ship. Okay, Hulk unknown, Monsieur Duron. He's a Frenchman, so he will not go after me. And the French are in war. Okay, the French are in war against the English, so he will also take out that Englishman. But where would he appear? On tile 4, which is there. Yes, we are on this tile. Interesting, and I believe it will directly go onto this space here. This is its spawning point. This is tile 4. Interesting. Now I really have to double check. It's not going after me. I don't think so, actually. And the way I understand this workflow here, this is a defensive NPC. Are there adjacent enemies? Yes, there are adjacent enemies, because he's a French ship. The French are at war with England. So I think whatever happens, it doesn't move after me. So we are following this. Yes, is there only one target? Right now, yes. And they only shoot when they are adjacent to basically their target. So they are not taking any penalties. So yes, it will attack. And because the ship doesn't have to move, we can basically shoot twice. So this is the first action. I think this is basically fire damage to that ship. Wow, this is insane. And it also fires. So it's basically firing 4 cannons. So, ooh, it could either take it out for me, which would also work. I don't get anything out of this, but I still at least getting rid of that threat that the English getting more and more victory points. So I think taking out that merchant could be big. Of course, ideally, I would like to take him out. So the first shot is with fire damage and also +1. And let's check, the defense is 10 in this case. But again, they get a +1 on each of those dice. Might not be enough to take it out anyway, because it can take 15 points worth of damage. But together maybe. Okay. Unfortunately, that is only 1 hit, but again, this 1 hit is basically it's 2 hits actually. They have a defense of 10 and 11 plus 1 is 2, so 2 fire damage are going onto the Great Harry. So let's track that here, and I believe for every 3 fire damage you are getting 1 extra fire damage. Basically, fire is spreading at the end of your activation. So in this case, unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. But then they are firing again because, like us, they do have 2 activations. They didn't move. They fired once and then they are basically firing a second time. Not with fire damage, but still with a +1, which is then basically water damage. So water is basically coming in. So let's roll those dice. And also, yeah, they're all +1 here. So that's another 2 hits. So this is now water damage. But in total, the Great Harry has taken 4 points worth of damage out of the 15 it needs. So it will definitely take some time actually. Okay, pretty eventful turn. So we're moving into the next day, which I believe, yeah, some barrels are now disappearing. So this, and that. And I believe for every 2 that we are losing, they are gaining a victory point, the nation. Yeah, and this goes down to 4. Yeah, let me check that real quick. And yes, indeed, for every 2 barrels that are sinking, the enemy nation gets 1 fame point here, but we will hold on to this right now. It's still here, but we are drawing our next event card. I mean, this has to be better, right? And this one seems to be fog. I had to really check that. So it goes on to tile 21, which is indeed explored. The iconography is really, really weird in this game, but it ultimately means we are placing this fog tile on space 21, or basically on the tile 21, which is basically right here. Don't know where it goes. I will simply place it in the center here of this tile, and this tile is basically moving. I have to check when it's moving. I believe at the end of a turn or end of a round, and it's moving, I believe, 2 spaces upwards, basically into this direction. When it leaves the map, then it's basically gone. And once a ship, or as long as a ship or a fortress is basically in fog, it can't get attacked and anything like that. So it's somewhat of a protection. But I believe right now we should be okay. Slight correction here. Good that I checked. The 2nd edition rule cover this better. So this one goes basically onto the number space. So there's windrows here, and it moves in the direction of the wind. So it can move basically everywhere here on the map. It's not just moving northward. I think that's how it goes. So it could really affect us one way or the other. Let's see about that. Now it's my turn, and I believe I want to turn 1 space towards this direction. Wind is still not in my favor, so we are losing 1, but I'm gaining 1 again. Wind speed is here, so it should be okay to move adjacent to them. I still have 8 movement points this way. Yes, I don't need them all. 1, 2, and 3, and I believe I will stop here, or I could even move one step further. Let's do that. No, then I will lose. Then I will lose one. If I'm behind them, I will get a penalty. No, let's not do that. I believe I can now freely shoot at them. I only have one more action left, but at least I was able to upgrade my weapon. So I'm rolling 4 dice and 2 of them are upgraded to a +1. So let's bring the dice tower here. I will replace 2 of these black dice with red dice. Those are the ones that are rolling a +1. And again, their target is still a 10. I'm not suffering any penalties. No, I don't. And yeah, I rolled again atrociously. This would have been cool if this would have been on the red die. Again, I didn't hit it once. Interestingly enough, it cannot reach its destination now without moving through our space. And I believe it's still trying to move as... It still tries to make it to its point, because this is the end of my turn, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It cannot make it here. Yes, it can move through our models here, but then we are basically getting a free shot for that. Let me check that real quick. But no, I just checked the rules again, and I believe it will take the basically still the shortest path somehow, but it will really try to work. Only if there is no other option will it take this course. So it will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Maybe this is okay actually, because it didn't make its destination, so we are not losing any points, or they're not gaining any points. Yeah, cool. I think that was correct. Now Monsieur Durand will make it so, first of all, now he has to move, and then he will shoot his fiery cannons again, and I think he will make it actually. Again, they are not affected by wind and whatever, they are simply going there. The 1, 2, 3, and I believe they will stop here, right? They have no reason to move any further in this case. And now with his second action, they will shoot. I will roll the same dice here. It doesn't really matter. They all have a +1 and they're all fire damage, right? So I can even move this in a little bit further. And ooh, that was not good enough. Are you kidding me? Yeah, even that's only 6, not even a 9. Oof, okay. Wow, a complete whiff again. Yeah, that wasn't pretty at all. I was really hoping for some more fire damage, because then the fire will start to spread. So sooner or later it will get taken out. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't pretty at all actually. But then we will reveal our third ship here, and this is, oh no, that's a Spanish ship. The Nao Victoria. It is I think is this a pirate or an attack ship? I think it's an attack ship or so. It will go to tile 1, and I believe you already have established tile 1 is not in play. No, so we are placing 1 marker on this card, and again it will start to disappear if we are not discovering this. Right, and yeah, I believe that's already the end of the turn. So we are moving into the night. And for some reason, I believe I forgot to give them a victory point for at the end of the last day. I believe I should have given them an extra point, because there were still tiles not explored at the end of the last night. I believe I didn't do that. Yeah, I think they should be at 7 now already. In total, we have 7 movement points, and I believe, so when I basically moved there, we have 8, but we will lose 1 because of the lame wind here. So I think it should be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Absolutely. And then I will shoot again with my second action. Come on, we have to hit it at least once. Again, here we're not doing fire damage whatsoever. We are simply... Okay, that is a 12. That's unfortunately not upgraded, but these are 2 points worth of damage. Wow, we did some damage for once. So this guy is already at 6 damage out of 15. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Cool. Then it's the English ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it will directly move into the harbor here. Absolutely. And therefore England will collect another victory point, and the Great Harry takes another coin. Then it's Monsieur Durand again. They will shoot. Because I'm controlling this ship, I will now slightly play it in my favor. 1 and 2. So I can also maybe shoot, and maybe I can even do something like this. I believe I am okay. I'm allowed to do that. This could be a little bit cheaty, but again, I am the ship controller here. It was still within its movement, so I believe this is still legal somewhat. So again, it's shooting only once, but it's shooting with its fire damage. So let's see, and yeah, that is a +2, though 2 more fire damage. Go on to the Great Heron. I believe its new target should be actually, no, it was moving here, and I think I forgot to, always forget, I think it's now moving basically back to the 8, exactly. So it's now at 7, and it will gain 1 more fire token basically at the end of the next activation basically. But yeah, I will certainly take it, and I believe we still haven't found tile number 1, so we are turning this down, and then we are moving into the next day. I believe the fog still didn't move because the wind was at a -1, so it's basically wind still. So I think that's how it's supposed to work. It will move towards the +2 basically, and right now there is nothing out there, but we will draw a new tile, a new event tile. I believe the other tile will still be in effect actually. So here's our new event card. That's a sunken ship. It says during the 3rd player's turn we are placing a new barrel. I believe I'm solo, so it has to happen now. So I'm rolling a 20-sided die. This will identify on which tile this goes, and I believe this should be 2. Okay, that is interesting. I believe from what I've read, this is not really clear in neither of the rules, and I believe you also said, I think it goes onto the space with a number actually. Now we also have a space basically here where we could place it, but then again, I believe if there's a... Let me follow the comment on the Geek from Anastasio and place it here. I mean, these are really simple things that you can fix super easily, actually. And this is what happens if you are running this as a one-man show and really add more and more ideas into the game. But okay, this is another barrel here. I believe we can pretty much pick it up right away. But yeah, we also have to reveal a new wind card. That is good. So let's see what we get. Okay, this could be in our favor because I really want to move there. The question is, do I really want to pick up the barrel now before it disappears? It will result in another victory point. Should I try to shoot that ship? Oh. So many choices. And yeah, at the end of this round, basically, yeah, the fog will pretty much move 1 space further in that direction. Okay, now I really understand why this card says 2. It always moves into the direction of the 2, of course. So now it's my turn, and I believe I can pick up this barrel and shoot this. No, I have a -1. I always forget that I have a -1. I believe I already forget that with the other one actually. Okay, that is bad. And one thing I also noticed, sorry for all the goofs, this Spanish, the English ship was in a mooring point, which means it gets a +1 defensive point. So I have removed one of these red fire cubes, because again, the defense would have been 11. Still would have made 1 point worth of damage. So, okay, what does this mean now? I believe with then I will not attack the ship now. I will discover with my first action. So this will be this one here. Okay, that's another treasure tile. We have another barrel. I think I can make it through there. Question is, does this help us in any way? I don't think so, because that's exactly the wrong direction. And we cannot move here because, yeah, the sandbanks here are very, very shallow. So I think, yeah, we cannot move there. So we will most likely lose this barrel, but we can most certainly pick up the other barrel and then get into the position. So I will turn this way. This doesn't cost us anything because our ship is very mobile. We are getting a +1. Because of the wind speed in that direction. Yes, unfortunately. Only 1 or 2 would be perfect. So I get a +1 because of my captain. So I have 10 movement points, 9 movement points because of my cargo. That's a bummer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, I believe. I will do that. So I will pick it up here. And then I'm directly on my mooring point. Maybe this will help us. And here we get 3 wood. Wood is okay because I can pair. I can also sell it. I will lose another speed basically because I'm moving in here. And this is really a little bit problematic. Here they did it correctly to put the -1 basically above. Why does it show the -1 here? Or do I only get the -1 when I'm basically here? No, I think it counts here, but I don't see it. Here I see it. What does this mean? I don't know. I really don't know. No, I will place the wood in here. So I definitely have to. Do I have now another -1? Because I'm on it. Why shouldn't it be here, or should it be here because I passed over it? So I should see that. I think for every 1, 2, 3, basically I lose 1, 1, 2, 3. I think for every 3. So I believe it does not count yet. I still have the -4. That does count, but I believe I'm not losing the speed here. I'm pretty sure I should see that. But why weren't they consistent here? Whatever. But I believe that was already my turn done. It's the Great Harry again. It will get 1 more fire damage. So they're now already at 8 out of 15. And then it will move towards the new port here on tile 8. Can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, something like that, I believe. And then the Monsieur Durand, the Hulk Unknown, will move towards its target here. And I think it will be able to hit it again. So it can rotate 1, 2, and 3. It will stop here now. It will not move through that. It will simply shoot with its fiery cannons. Okay, interesting. The question is, I may not be able to shoot it now. Okay, let me see. Let's see what they should. They're not now in a mooring point, so they basically hit. Okay, that's a lot of hits actually. And these are all fire damage. So that's 12, that's 11, that's 3 more fire damage. So they are now at an 11. I believe there are counters actually, cardboard counters, but yeah, let's not worry about that. 11, it takes 2 more damage. For every 3, basically, they're getting 1 more. Okay. If I'm extremely lucky, I will be able to do that. But again, I have to be extremely lucky, because if I'm the last one to place a token on there, I believe I get the credit for the ship. Of course, let's not forget to turn this one down. We haven't revealed space 1 yet, so this will disappear soon. And there's no penalty for that. It will simply cycle through, making sure, again, more and more powerful ships will come out. So once we are through the level 1 ships, the level 2 ships will come out. So things are getting more spicy, obviously. But then I believe it should have moved here now, basically. So we are moving into the night. This one barrel will shift down, the other barrel here as well, actually. So that is still quite all right. So I could try to go after this ship. The problem is I can only shoot it basically when I'm here, because there is no way that I can make a hard turn in here. It's really now the geography of this map, which is against me. And again, for every space between us, I will lose, so basically they will gain 1 defense point unless I have a long-range cannon, which I don't have, of course. So am I still going to try that? I mean, I have a +2. If I roll now basically an 11 on both red dice, I believe that is okay. Or if I roll a 12 on 1 red die, this could also be okay, I believe. Because again, I believe when it sinks this ship, the last one to inflict damage will get the credit. I believe I'm before them, though the ship might sink before the French Hulk is taking its turn, or her turn basically. So yes, I will try that. Again, I will turn towards this direction. No, I can get it for free, so I'm not losing the point. So I have 9 movement points actually. I'm on a mooring point, but I think even the 9 movement points doesn't help me. I'm lacking 1 action. Unless I'm moving somewhere down here, but it's the same problem, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's the same problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will basically shoot in here. And again, I need a 12 on a red die. I believe then it should be enough, because the red die are my +1s, right? So let's see. And ooh, okay. So that's a 13 minus 1 because of the range. That is 12, so that's 2 points worth of water damage. And I believe this should be enough actually. So these were my 2 actions. So wow, with the help of my French friends here, I was able to take it out. Yeah, I think so. Still think this ship will move. I think it takes its fire damage at the end of its activation. So it's moving in here, which means England is gaining yet an additional victory point for that. We are adding an additional coin, but then it's taking 2 points more of fire damage because for every 3. So that's 6, 8, 10, exactly 15. So this ship, and this is now considered to be burned because it has more fire cubes on it than water cubes, so it's basically down. So England is losing a point because they have lost a ship. I was the last player to do damage to that. You can mark it, I believe, with one of your player markers and so on. So I will gain a victory point, so I'm now at 2. Awesome. I will not gain the goods, they have been burned, but I will gain the coins from the ship. So 5,000 doubloons. That was massive. So cool. And this ship is out. I believe I'm not directly revealing it. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do, but I will not show what it is. So cool, actually. So I believe this will basically go to the bottom of my row. Okay, hopefully I'm not messing things up, but I believe this was legal. Nice. So this ship is gone, and I believe now the Hulk Unknown will activate, but it doesn't have any targets on the board. It will not attack the fort. I think we are simply placing one counter on its card, so it might also disappear. If there are no legal targets, then it will basically remain where it is and will not move. Wow, okay, what an awesome turn of events actually. Then we are also removing this one here because there was no target for it, so we are moving this up. We are bringing out a new one. I believe again the ship that we have replaced this turn, because it was already activated, will not activate right now. I could be wrong though, not 100% sure, but this is how I will play it. Cool stuff actually. So that's the end of the night phase. And as there are still unexplored tiles, England will still get a point here, but as you see that, I'm now at 2. How lovely is that? So the question is, what will I be doing next? So first of all, we will do that. I believe the thing should have actually moved the fog, and I'm not sure if it should have moved once or twice, but I believe it will simply move one space further in. I believe it only disappears when it's completely out of the map. I believe these unexplored things, it will continue to move, because again, that's how I think at least. Maybe not. So let's reveal our next event. I believe this is a non-event, so nothing happens here, so we can basically get rid of it right off the bat. We are not changing the wind. Is that a problem? Maybe. One thing I forgot. I believe I sunk a ship with whom France was at war with. So I believe my reputation goes up by 1. I believe that's the case with the French, and this also means I could now start thinking about getting another ship. The ships are extremely expensive though. The cheapest level 2 ship costs us 11,000, but I believe the Floyd, maybe you want to go for a caravel here. It's a little bit faster, has more, does it have, it has a little bit more defense actually. It's much slower when moving though, that's a problem. The Floyd, the Brigantine, is the Brigantine any better? Yeah, it has slightly more defense. It's much faster though. That's okay. It's really a fast ship. That could be it, but it's also, no, it's a very light ship. I will lose stowage. No, that doesn't work either. Oh gosh, that is really problematic. Maybe I should say for a frigate, 14,000, or I will simply upgrade my existing ship right now. Maybe get some officers and whatnot, right? I mean, I can now get a lot of these offices here, at least when I'm in a French port, but therefore I need to find a tavern. Maybe that's what I should do anyway, finding a tavern so I can get a mission. Maybe that's what I should be focusing on next. I believe I will discover, but I can't really discover to gain more than one tile. That's really a bummer. This layout was not in our favor. This island here is the problem actually, and even if I would move here I would not gain anything more out of it, right? So no, I think I will discover over here with my first action. Okay, that's a Spanish harbor and it has a tavern and I can buy stuff there. That's maybe also a thing which I can consider. And it's one, but one is gone now, right? We had the one ship that was looking for the one, I believe. Funny. But we do have another. We are at day. So this goes here. So maybe we can actually make it to a mooring point and then also pick up this barrel. I think that's what I should be doing. I still have one more action, so I will move. So I will turn one space here. This doesn't cost me anything and I will not lose speed. I will still, no, I will not gain a speed, but that's okay. I have 9 speed during day still, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I believe I can turn this way actually, right? 5 and 6. No, I think I have to go something like this, right? Okay, I may have messed that up. So I believe I was here, right? So I was turning 1, 2. Yeah, I cannot get there. 2. Oh, yeah, I can. 3, 4, and 5. And 6, yeah. No, I will stop here. I will pick this up. Whatever this movement sometimes confuses me. What did I pick up? And that's 1 silver and 2 more wood. Not sure if I can carry all of that because there's nothing. I can only buy stuff here and not even refit my ship. But I can get some crew there in theory. I can get some officers. That could still be worth it. So maybe I should actually consider to sail to the harbor because I believe wood I can sell anywhere. Where I can sell stuff actually in a sail harbor. And that's my second barrel. Exactly. With one more, I will get another point. Cool. Over to my friends. This will simply move down. We will reveal this now here. And it's La Trinité. William Kidd. It goes to tile 14, which we haven't explored yet. So no, there is also a tile going on there. This is now an aggressive ship and I believe it will totally go after me, I believe. Yeah, I think it doesn't. They do not kill me when I have a certain reputation with the pirates, but I do. And then this ship is the Satisfaction. This is now a privateer, I believe, because it's a British privateer, so it will totally go after me. And this will go to 15, which we also haven't explored. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's still a level 1. That's a ship that would be beatable actually. It has 3,000 coins if we are taking it down. This is a very light ship, I believe. It can go to -1 spaces even. And these symbols here, the gallows symbol, I believe these refer to certain missions in the game. But I believe again, they can't come out neither of them. Yeah, I think we are okay. Cool. So let's move into the night. I think the fog should still have moved, still moving towards this direction here. And then I will take a harbor action here with my first action. One thing, of course, I completely forgot. I don't have any reputation with the Spanish right now, which means all of these cool things I can't get. When I have sunk this ship, I believe I could have gained a reputation with the Spanish as well, actually. But yeah, of course, I did that before I revealed the tile, so that's why I'm not taking it. But I believe you can choose which nation you get the fame from, not the fame, the reputation from. Still, because it has a tavern, I can still go for that. So I could go for a mission. I could buy myself a fame point for 8,000 bucks, which I don't have, or I could go for some crew, but I believe my crew is maxed out right now. I could go for some of these here for 2,000, but again, I can only do that when I can refit there actually in a harbor. So nothing to do there actually, other than really drawing a mission. So I draw 3 and then I get to pick one of those. I believe that's how it works. Okay, and here are the 3 missions. We have 2 transport missions. One I can basically pick up here, but I can't do that in the same action. I'm taking this now, so I cannot do the action, use it, and then I think trigger it immediately, as far as I understood. This one is the French port we are already aware of. So I could pick up someone there. Then I think until then it's a hidden mission. Then I have to reveal it, and then I have to transport this person either to Harbor 10 or Harbor 8. I can't make it to Harbor 8 unless I'm using one of my little boats, rowboats basically. Or then my reputation drop, and the reputation with England cannot rise in this case. So I think it would be here. The problem is I haven't found Harbor 10 yet. So this could be the very last harbor here on the board. So I could carry this mission with me for ages. So I think I tend to say let's do that, because here neither of these ports are out as well. So I think we are going for the rescue mission here. So they simply are discarded or go to the bottom of the deck. I don't know. So again, I have to roll on where it goes. I believe it also goes to the numbered space, I suppose. That's a 13, and 13 hasn't been discovered, so it goes to the next lowest one, which is the 8. Okay, that is pretty amazing actually. So we are placing this here. This is no longer a normal barrel. This is now our rescue mission. So we know a ship has been sunken there or so, and we want to pick it up actually. I think I only have to go to, I think I will treat it like a barrel token, and I don't even have to deliver it to a certain harbor, or do I? To a nation of my choice. So I could actually bring him back up to my French harbor where I want to go to anyway. Okay, this will change stuff. Originally I was really thinking about exploring from here, but I believe I'm in a perfect position to pick this guy up, whoever he or she is. But no, the wind is not in our favor. Really loaded now. How many cubes do I have? 14 actually, 14 cubes. So my ship is almost full, so I have a speed of -1. No, I think it wouldn't work actually, because I could turn for -1, then the wind is not in my favor for a -2, so that's already 3. I have only 4 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could still pick him up with my next round and then maybe do something like this. Let's do it anyway. So I think I should be here now actually. So we're not doing anything else, but I believe we are still doing it here. We are at night, right? So this guy should be actually on a 5, but we should be actually able to pick him up relatively easily. Yeah. Let's do that instead. I really want some more fame points, and I want to move to that French harbor up anyway, selling some stuff. I can sell some wood there and whatnot. So yeah, I think I can really get some serious dollars actually. The Hulk will not move. The La Trinité was still not discovered, so it will flip, and the Satisfaction as well. Again, I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I want enemy ships out there to fight, but right now I'm still in preparational mode actually, so I guess that is quite alright actually. So I can maybe prep my ship a little bit. Maybe I can even buy something, buy a new ship at this harbor. Let's see. It's the end of the night, which means they are collecting another victory point because, yeah, we have still a lot of unexplored tiles out there. And then we were moving into the day phase, but I believe for today I will call it actually. There are a lot of moving pieces in this game, and I'm terribly sorry for all the rule screws, for the small things I keep forgetting. But again, especially with those expert rules, and Ricky said it, he commented on my last video. Thank you so much for that. He said it's really a brave choice playing this game on camera, but I really must say, despite the, let's say, very highly detailed rules with some of the, let's say, not ideal iconography, and It's really a super fun game to play. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy playing this game. I believe it's the perfect solo experience so far. Again, there are a lot of ways how you can tweak the difficulty level with introducing more nations and whatnot. So it's really all what you want it to be. Quite honestly, a lot of things. You can even exclude certain modules. So let's say you don't like this whole floating barrels thing, and you might consider, yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, makes the game easier because the nations do get points for that. But again, there are a lot of things that how you can tweak this game. But I really must say, it really has a great sandboxy vibe to it. Again, to some extent, it reminds me of Sire, especially this whole combat rule where you are simply shooting. It's completely different to Merchants and Marauders, for example. When you fight something, you're really in this fight sequence, which you basically complete here. It's pretty much a part of your action to shoot it, and then, yeah, you have to do it twice. It feels more, yeah, realistic is always difficult in a board game, but it's basically what's happening, right? I mean, the world doesn't stop spinning just because you're in a fight, right? That's basically what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, that's basically it for today. Let me know what you think. I will most likely continue playing. I still feel there is a lot to achieve. I'm pretty sure I will not win this game. I will gain some more fame points now in a second or so when I deliver this fellow, for example. That's at least a good thing. I will not be able to make that actually with my next turn. I have to really see how to do that. But yeah, let's see, and hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And yeah, until then, bye bye.